And next we're gonna be talking about albums. I was listening, actually it's still sounding here, to this great album I want to talk about. I was going to talk about Amorphis. I'm going to talk about the first album that got me into Amorphis, which is Universum, which came out, if I'm not mistaken, around 2001. Yeah, 2001 was a great album. I was just coming back here to Juarez, which is where I live. I think I had like about a year or two here, maybe less than that. But anyway, I first listened to the first song of the album, which is called there was a video for it, very beautiful video, very Alone. It was the first track of it, and then I got the whole album, and it was like, you know, it took me a while to get used to it, and I had to sleep to it a few times before I got it. Now I think it's one of the greatest albums I've ever heard. It has some nice saxophone by SATYRICON, which is a guy who had collaborated with him in some songs. It has very good harmonies between the guitars of Tommy and Eza. They have everything of that album is very good. It's like stoner, but not stoner enough. It's heavy, but it doesn't have to be super heavy. It has very nice instrumental passages, and of course Pasi Koskinen at the time, I think his vocals were the most passionate and the most complex without being like a riddle, which kind of felt like that in the next album. I think the album has a nice pace, which was kind of lost in the following album, which was Far From the Sun, and which Tuonela kind of lacked. But between those, I think from the overall of the 4 albums that Pasi Koskinen recorded with them, I think this is the one that was the best overall. But it's up to you to check it out. It has very good songs like Alone. Like I said, it's very long song, but very good. Goddess of the Sandman is great song, and The Night Is Over, Shadows Within. I mean, the whole album start to finish, it's great. I suggest that if you can get your hands on the Japanese edition, you should. There's this song in there which is called Too Much to See. It's a very good song, but you usually could find only in one of the compilations that they came out with right about that time. I think they were marking their 10th anniversary about that, or something like that, 20 years, something like that. But it was very good album. This song is very good, but unfortunately it's not in most editions. I actually don't have it in my edition of Universum, but I thought it was a very good song. So check it out. Overall, about a 9. Very overall. I mean, 9 getting to a 10, 9.5 rather. A very good album. And lastly, I'm going to talk to you about the Funeral album, which is the last album recorded by one of my favorite bands, a band I could say, honestly, that saved my life a couple of times. I think I've talked to you about those guys before, which is the Funeral album, Sentence. It was recorded in 2000. It was released in 2005. It was recorded in 2004, just 2 years after their breakthrough album, which is kind of sad that they only hit it big with the Cold White Light, and then the guys decided that they didn't want to wait for the band to die down. You know, they said, let's do this and finish this with you know, a good farewell. One of the things I liked about this album is not only that it's very good recorded, very well recorded, very well performed, very well whatever. What I like the best about it is that it's more than being like just the last album they recorded. It sounds, if you're a fan of Sentence and if you listen to the whole discography, you're gonna find out that this song has parts of everything. There are some songs that sound extremely like the Down or Frozen era. Actually, her Last 5 Minutes has another song in Frozen, which I always mix them up because they have the same melody. I think is The Rain Comes Falling Down has a very similar melody, vocal melody, and the atmosphere. You have what was it? Where Waters Falls Frozen, and which is very death metal like, and from their early days, you know, like Shadows of the Past Time or North From Here. You have Consider Us Dead. You have Lower the Flags, which is a very sad song, and you know, I think a lot of us got into it when we lost Mika Tenkula, which who died in 2005, 2000. Oh, he died. No, I think this is wrong. I think he died in 2008 or 2009. But he was a very good 2009. Yeah, he was a very good writer, guitarist. And I lost a friend about the time in last year, and I remember that song being really good to me in the time. You have Karu, which is an instrumental that hadn't been done since Frozen, which was 2 albums behind. No, it was Frozen was in '98, and you had the film album in 2005, almost 10 years before they did those acoustic guitar songs, which is very good. Vengeance is Mine. You have everything in there that reminds from all the eras of Sentence, which I think is very good when you're doing a farewell album, so to speak, something that you that kind of sums up your entire career instead of just doing the last thing, you know, where you're at the same time. If you were lucky enough to go to the shows on Finland, and where they made in Oulu, where they recorded their Very Live album, you also had the chance to see Tali Jarva, ex bass player and singer. It was in Oulu. If you had there, it was I saw the DVD. It was amazing. I think the only thing that was amazing from that DVD, it was Borf from Samael doing the songs that they recorded together for Down, where you have for Down. You have some songs with them. Other than that, it's a great album, that funeral album. If you ever heard of Sentence but haven't been able to get into it, I suggest you listen to the funeral album, and then you're gonna get the whole idea of the band, and then you can maybe go backward from that, or rather you should listen to everything they have, which are like let's see, 6 albums. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums. And then the funeral album. I think overall it also deserves a 9. Not because I like them. Yeah, I like them. It deserves a 9 because it's a final album by a band doing what they wanted to do, which was show the world what they could be, what they were, and saying goodbye in style to all of our fans, who we loved it. I loved it. I personally loved it, and I was lucky enough to see them play some of the songs live before they went out. And I consider myself very lucky for that. I think that's all for this week, and see you guys later. Be sure to check out the Facebook page. I'm constantly putting up covers and stuff that I don't talk about here, because, like I said, I don't want to have any problems with the videos. But good luck.